Is your energy the reason that you have manifested disease, or that disease can exist in your body? It's a very interesting question. Welcome back to the channel, my friends. My name is Josh. I'm known as the Gut Guide. I show you how to heal your body naturally and holistically by using your mind, detoxing, and nutrition. What I want to talk today is I want to talk to you guys today about exactly why does disease exist in the first place. And there's so many different things that we can talk about, and there's so many different things that we can mention, and there's so many different things that we can discuss when it comes down to, disease and why it exists and, how to reverse it. And everybody's got their own opinion, and I've had my opinion, and I've talked many times and I've talked about many different theories on exactly why disease exists. And I go over, and tell you exactly what my reasoning is and how I was able to heal my body. And looking back on it, I figured out the secret. I figured out what it was that allowed me to heal my body. At first I thought it was gut health, and it was. I improved my gut health. But what did that do? There's a bigger picture. And then I thought it was detoxing. Detoxing is vitally important, and it was detoxing. But again, there's a bigger picture. What I want to talk to you guys today about is, in the grand scheme of things, what actually causes disease? And when I say disease, I'm talking dis-ease of the body. I'm not talking about a named disease, because all dis-ease are just symptoms of the body. Think about it like a warning light in your car, like the check engine light. When it comes on, that's all disease is. It just basically explains to you that, hey, something is going on in your body and that you need to take care of it. It lets you know, hey, there's something not happening here. And that's what I want to talk to you guys today about, is that what is disease, whether it's kidney disease, heart disease, Lyme disease, autoimmune disease, lupus, the C word that I can't mention on here, eye problems, heart problems, skin problems. What is that? Well, there's a lot of different things, and this is not necessarily every single case, but 9 times out of 10, in my experience, this is what disease comes down to, and it's actually really simple. What is disease? Disease is your body's ability to not produce energy correctly at a cellular level. So what do I mean by that? So all of your cells in your body, we've got somewhere, scientists, say somewhere between 100 and 150 trillion cells in your body. That's a lot of cells. And each of those cells have basically a little powerhouse, bunch of powerhouses inside of them, depending on what kind of cell it is. There's, a lot of different cells. There's 70 different types of, cells that I'm aware of in the body. There may be more, but for my study, 70 different cells. And each of those cells have a little powerhouse called mitochondria. And in that mitochondria, what they do is they use oxygen, and they also use basically glucose and fatty acids to produce, proteins, and produce energy, and produce what is the body's currency, which is ATP. ATP is your body's energy to produce, or is your body's ability to produce energy. It's what you need, to basically live. And your cells have to have energy, and that's how they get their energy, is basically from ATP. Well, what happens is if you're full of toxins and poisons, and if you're, full of stress, and you've eaten the wrong kind of diet, and you're doing all the wrong things, your mitochondria aren't going to produce energy the correct way, and that's going to cause an energetic imbalance. And then what happens is we're eating the wrong kind of diet. So now the cell doesn't function right. Think about you having half the energy that you could. You're tired. You don't feel good. You can't do all the things that you normally could. Imagine running at half energy. Well, if you've got 100 trillion cells in your body running at half energy, or if you've got, millions upon millions of thyroid cells or kidney cells or liver cells, not functioning correctly and functioning at half speed, imagine what's going to happen. Those toxins are going to build up. Those heavy metals from our environment are going to build up. Those chemicals are going to build up. That stress, the cortisol is going to build up. All these different things affect that mitochondria in the cell. And that's vitally important when we're dealing with disease, is we got to look at the mitochondria and what affects the mitochondria, what affects us, what causes this. And there's different things. Like I said, chemicals, toxins, our environment, stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, different things like heavy metals and parasites. All these things actually function and cause the cell to not function correctly and not produce the energy that they need. And when you get a bunch of cells not producing the energy that they need, they become toxic. They become filled with metabolic waste, and they start burning. They start not functioning correctly. Some of them can even start replicating, causing the big C word. If some of those, that's what basically that C word is. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. I can't say it on here. But that word is just a replication of cells that keep growing out of control because they have been burned on the inside, and now the DNA is messed up, and now the DNA is basically the code for the cell. Now the DNA is messed up, and now it thinks it needs to replicate. Now it grows into this big thing in this area of the body. So what it comes down to, my friends, is if you want to heal your body, you want to heal and get rid of, these things that I've been telling you about, kidney issues, liver problems, skin problems, brain problems, heart problems, thyroid problems, thyroid function, all these things. If you've got a named disease and it's that, whatever, area that disease affects, you got to understand that in that area, the energy is not right. Something is not functioning there, and it's different for everybody. Everybody has different, areas. Everybody has different cells, because our environment's different. The stress is different. There's so many different things that cause that to work that way. But it comes down to this right here. The energy in that area is not functioning correctly. So if you had, PCOS, for instance, polycystic ovarian syndrome for women, it's a very big problem. 25% of women have that now. If you've got that and it's basically affecting that area, that there's some cells in your ovaries, and basically there's some cells, in your basically reproductive organs that aren't functioning right. There's something causing them to not function right. Usually the diet, usually, toxins, usually chemicals, tampons, things that you put in that area. There's something going on there causing those cells to not function correctly. So one, you got to figure out what it is, and usually detoxing. When you detox the body, you allow the cells to basically, clean out, and your body allows them to do the things that they need to do, because the toxins are what are causing the cellular dysfunction. And remember, energy is everything, and the toxins cause the mitochondria to not function correctly. When the mitochondria don't function correctly, so you see how important detoxing is. That's why I wrote that's why I really wrote my blueprint number 5, which I go over the 9 steps to detox the right way, the right order, everything to do. It's the most comprehensive thing, that I have done to this point. I've worked with hundreds of doctors and naturopaths and thousands of books at this point and articles. I've been studying this in depth for the last 15 years, and I've taken the best stuff and combined it into this blueprint, and it gets phenomenal results. I've had a lot of people, get rid and improve a lot of conditions just by detoxing, because it allows your body to produce energy that it needs. And when it produces the energy that it needs, it will repair itself, because your body is a self-healing machine. It is that way on purpose. Your body, think about it. When you get a cut on your arm, you don't think about it. It just heals itself. Your body wants to heal the dysfunction, but if your body can't because it doesn't have enough energy, it will never heal. That's the problem. So detoxing is one of the most important things. There's gut health. You got to look into that. I'm known as the gut guide. Of course, you got to look into that. You got to look into stress and trauma. But one of the easiest places that people can get results is immediately detoxing the kidney, or the colon, the liver, the kidney, the gallbladder, the skin, the lymphatic system, heavy metals, toxins, parasites, stuff like that, and I go over that in detail. So disease exists because energy is not where it needs to be. There's something causing your metabolic rate to be lower than where it needs to be in certain areas. So if you want to get rid of it, you got to start increasing that energy. And it all starts with your diet, your environment, what you're doing, detoxing. Those are all really good things that you can do today to start to improve disease conditions. That's what I wanted to mention to you guys today. I've been on a path for the last couple of months on how to help people the best, and it comes down to metabolic energy. That's what you want to increase. If you want to heal, you got to increase energy. If you want to feel better, you got to increase energy. Everything is an energy. That is the universal currency of your body, ATP. Energy, and that comes from the cells. So you got to make sure the cells are right. You got to detox the cells. You got to make sure your environment is right. You got to make sure you're eating all the right things. If you guys need help with that, you can check out the link below. Check out my blueprint number 5. It's the most powerful thing that you're going to see when it comes down to increasing metabolic energy and ATP, and also detoxing the body so you can increase all of that, my friends. So if you got any questions, let me know below. What have you done to detox, or what kind of issues are you experiencing? Let me know below. Give me a comment, give me a like. Make sure you're liking, follow this channel, share it with somebody that you know that needs this, because I promise you guys, there's a lot of people out there that are sick. We need to work together and help everybody as much as we can. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share this channel, and I'll talk to you next time.